Jnanakosha Upanishads.
Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upavachramastamam Jyashtarajam Brahmanan Brahmanaspadana Shrunvannoti Vispeda Sadhanam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम पूर्णमिदं पूर्णमदः पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेव अवशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति.
Krishna Yajurveda Upanishad, Brahma Upanishad. Brahma Upanishad or Brahmopanishad is one of the 108 Upanishadic Hindu scriptures. It is one of the 32 Upanishads under the Krishna Yajurveda. It classified as a Sannyasa Upanishad. It deals with the Atma, soul and its 4 avasthas, states of consciousness, and 4 seeds, the seeds for the purpose of achieving dhyana, meditation of the Nirguna Brahman, the formless Brahman. It is presented as a conversation between sage Pippalada and Shaunaka Maharishi Shala. In Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 3, it is stated that for a person with the knowledge of Brahma Upanishad, there is no sunrise or sunset and the day is eternal. Oh, may He protect us both together. May He nourish us both together. May we work conjointly with great energy. May our study be vigorous and effective. May we not mutually dispute, or may we not hate anyone. Om, let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Om, Shaunaka, householder of fame, once asked Bhagwan Pippalada of Angira family, in this body, the divine city of Brahma, installed, how do they create? Whose glory does this constitute? Who is he who became all this glory? Unto him, Shaunaka, Pippalada imparted the supreme wisdom of Brahman. That is Prana, the Atman. He constitutes the glory of the Atman, the life of the Devas. He represents both the life and the death of the Devas. That Brahman who shines within the divine Brahmapura or body as the faultless one, devoid of manifested effects, self-effulgent, all-pervading. He it is who controls the Jiva like a spider controlling the king of bees. Just as spiders by means of one thread project and withdraw the web, so also the prana who retires drawing back his creation. Prana belongs to the nadis or subtle nerve codes as their devata or indwelling deity. One in dreamless sleep goes through that state to one's own abode, like a falcon in the sky, just as a falcon goes to its nest born on the sky. He states, just as this Devadatta in dreamless sleep runs not away even when struck with a stick, even so he does not also attach himself to good or evil consequences of the life's ordained activities, just as a child enjoys itself spontaneously without motive or desiring fruit. Even so this Devadatta, the subject of dreamless sleep, enjoys happiness in that state. He knows being the light supreme. Desiring light, he enjoys the light. So also he returns by the same way to the dream state like a leech, just as a leech carries itself on the other points in front, fixing upon the next point. And that state which he does not give up for a next one is called the waking state. He carries all these states within himself, Just as a Vedic deity bears the 8 sacrificial cups simultaneously, it is from him that the source of Vedas and the Devas hang like breasts. In this awakening state, particularly good and evil obtain for the shining being as ordained. This being or self is fully self-extended into world forms. He is the indwelling controller of things and beings. He is the bird, the crab, the lotus. He is the Purusha, the prana, the destroyer, the cause and the effect, the Brahman and the Atman. He is the Devata making everything known. Whoever knows all this attains to the transcendent Brahman, the underlying support, the subjective principle. Now this Purusha has 4 seats: the navel, the heart, the throat and the head. In these shines forth the Brahman with 4 aspects: the state of wakefulness, of dreamless sleep, and the 4th or transcendental state. In the wakeful state he is Brahma, in the dreaming state he is Vishnu, in dreamless sleep he is Rudra, and the 4th state is the supreme indestructible one, and he again is the Sun, the Vishnu, the Ishvara. He is the Purusha, he the Prana, he the Jiva or the animate being, he the fire, the Ishvara and the resplendent. That Brahman which is transcendent shines within all these. In itself it is devoid of mind, of ears, of hands and feet, of light. There neither are the worlds existing nor non-existing, neither are the Vedas or the Devas or the sacrifices existing nor non-existing, neither is the mother or father or daughter-in-law existing or non-existing, neither is Chandala's son or Pulakasa's sons existing nor non-existing, neither is the mendicant existing nor non-existing. So neither all the creatures are the ascetics, and thus only the one highest Brahman shines there. Within the races of the heart is that Akasa of consciousness, that with the many openings, the aim of knowledge. Within the space of the heart, in which all this universe outside evolves and moves about, in which all this is warped and woofed, as it were. Who knows this, knows fully all creation. There the Devas, the Rishis, the Pitris have no control, for being fully awakened, one becomes the knower of all truth. In the heart of the Devas live, in the heart of the Pranas are installed. In the heart exists the supreme Prana and light, as also the immanent cause with threefold constituents and the Mahat principle. It exists within this heart, that is, in the consciousness. Put on the sacrificial thread which is supremely sacred, which became manifest of yore with Prajapati, the first created being himself, which embodies longevity, eminence and purity, and may it be strength and puissance to you. The enlightened one should discard the external thread, putting it off with the sacred tuft of hair on the head. The Supreme Brahman as the all-pervading one is the thread, and he should put this on. The sutra or the thread is so called because of its having pierced through and started the process of becoming. This sutra verily constitutes the supreme state. By whom this sutra is known, he is the Vipra, sage. He has reached beyond the Vedas. By it all this universe is transfixed as a collection of gems, is stringed together on a thread. The yogi, who is knower of all yogas and the seer of truth, should put on this thread. Established in the state of highest yoga, the wise one should put off the external thread. One who is really self-conscious must put on the thread constituted by awareness of Brahman. On account of wearing this sutra or thread, they can neither become contaminated nor unclean, those namely who have this thread existing within them, those with this sacrificial thread of knowledge. They among men really know the sutra, they really wear the sacrificial thread on themselves, who are devoted to jnana, the highest knowledge, who have this jnana for their sacred hair tuft, this jnana for their sacred thread. For them, jnana is the greatest purifier. Jnana, that is the best as such. Those who have this jnana for their tufted hair are as non-different from it as is fire from its flame. This wise one is really said to be a shikhi, or wearer of the tuft hair, while others are mere growers of hair on the head. But those belonging to the three castes, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, who have the right of performing Vedic work, have to put on this, the common sacred thread, as surely this thread is ordained to be part of such works. One who has the jnana for his tufted hair and the same for his sacred thread has everything about him characterized by Brahmahood, so know the knowers of the Vedas. This sacred thread of yajna, that is of all pervading reality, is again the purification itself, and that which is the end of all of Vedic work, and the wearer of this thread is the wise one, is yajna himself, as well as the knower of yajna. The one Lord self-effluent in all beings, remaining hidden, all pervading, and the self of all beings, and controlling and watching over all works, good or bad, living in all creatures, and the witness, neither the doer of any acts nor the enjoyer, the supreme intelligence, the one without a second, having no attributes. The one intelligent, active, being among the many inactive, he who knows the many from what is one, the wise man who finds out this self, theirs is the eternal peace, not of others. Having made oneself the Arani and the Pranava, the upper Arani, and rubbing them together through the practice of meditation, see the Lord in his hidden reality. As in the oil in the seed, the butter is in the curd, water is in the flowing waves, and fire in the shami wood, so is the Atman is oneself to be discovered by one who reaches and searches for it through truth and austere practice. As the spider weaves out the web and again withdraws it, so the jiva comes out too and goes back again to the wakeful and dreaming states respectively. The heart, the inner chamber of heart, resembles the calyx of a lotus, full of cavities and also with its face turned downwards. Know that to be the great habitat of the whole universe. Know the wakeful state to have for its center the eyes. The dreaming state should be assigned to the throat. The state of dreamless sleep is in the heart, and the transcendental state is in the crown of the head. From the fact of an individual holding his self by means of prajna or spiritual understanding in the Supreme Self, we have what is called sandhya and dhyana, as also the worshipping associated with sandhya. The sandhya by meditation is devoid of any offering of liquids, and so also of any exertion of body and speech. It is the unifying principle of all creatures, and this is really the sandhya of ekadhantis, from which without reaching it, the speech falls back with the mind. That is the transcendental bliss of this embodied being, knowing with the wise one is released from all bondage. And this bliss is verifully the self which pervades the whole universe as the butter diffused within the milk. This is the Brahmopanishad, or the supreme wisdom of Brahman, in the form of a unity of Atman of all, founded on the spiritual discipline tapas, which is nothing but the vidya or science of the Atman. Om, may he protect us both together, may he nourish us both together. May we work conjointly with great energy, may our study be vigorous and effective. May we not mutually dispute, or may we not hate any. Om, let there be peace in me, let there be peace in my environment, let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Here ends the Brahma Upanishad belonging to the Krishna Yajurveda.